Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemin Oshai Shem Kakwadash. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there. And I'm going to entitle this video, The Former One Westers Are Famous or World Famous. So I have this blue letter up. I put in the word fame. Fame occurs in the Old and the New Testament 24 times in 24 verses. Let me just go here. Let me do this. Come on now. Okay, I did this morning, 12 hours ago. Let's see where the spirit takes me. So in this video, I don't remember exactly where I said it, but I said that we're famous. We're world famous. And I say, I wonder if I'm famous or, whatever I said. If anybody finds a minute marker, they can put it down there. I'm not going to look for it. But to my surprise, I got these comments. This is the first comment on fame. This is Fa'atilai. I hope I'm saying that right. Yes, sir, you are famous in Jamaica. So if I'm famous, other members of the One West or the men that came up under the former One Westers are famous too. You watch my video, it's going to lead you to other videos, GMS, other men, apostles, bishops, elders, teachers. Then you got the IUIC, the IUCPK, the Sakari, and you got so many. I'm not the Zabak. You got the Lions of Israel, HODC. You got so many of these different groups that stem from One West, but then you have breakoffs that broke off from us for whatever reason, like Sakari. Sakari, the leader, the head of Sakari, was down with GMS, and there was a lot of friction with the particular camp he was in, and he kind of got kicked out, and he got back in, but he kind of left, and he kind of got back in. Then eventually he started getting his own followers. So he's out there on his own. Got a lot of the young fans, the young brothers. He got the hip hop crowd, So let me read this. Yes, sir, you are famous in Jamaica. Now, I remember I did a video some years ago dealing with the same subject about fame. And I said, I don't know, I might be famous in other countries, just like, the IUIC. They're famous in Africa. So one individual from Africa who lives in Africa, I forget the person's name, but I believe he lives in Nigeria. And on that video that I made, this is maybe 2, maybe 3 years ago, he said, yes, Tahar, you are famous in Africa. He said, you and Bishop Nathaniel are famous in Africa. I remember this was had to be back in 2009. Could have been 2008, end of 2008, going into 2009. There was a video on YouTube, but it was located. It was like it had Chinese characters to it. And I was speaking, and you can see my lips moving, but you can hear a Chinese person talking. So they dubbed in what I was saying in China So if I go to certain parts of China, oh, you Taha, you Taha. Oh, you the great Taha. Just bugging. But anyway, here's another comment. 12 tribes of Israel. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Barak Atham. The Dias the Diasporano Ranas, or the diaspora here in Central Europe, knows who Apostle Tahar is. So if they know who I am, they know a lot of other people that are a former member of One West. The water to you and the fellow apostles. So you got to extend that to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, the new elders, the teachers, for their wisdom and daily edification. Shalom from the Alps. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are the names we call upon, and the MOTB is the mark. We are watching. So this is the fulfillment of what is that? Second Ezra's 6. I'll get that in a minute. Second Ezra's. Matter of fact, it's right here. They got food right here, Tahar. Inside joke. This is second Ezra. Go right to the point. All right, right. Yeah, I'm gonna go right to the point. Second Ezra's 6, verse 20. And you gotta, one day I'll do the whole chapter, a lot of heavy information. This is equal to like Daniel 7, Daniel 2, Revelation, the various chapters in Revelation. Is very prophetic. Ezra was a prophet indeed. And when the world, meaning the earth, that shall begin to vanish away, shall be finished. Because as you read up above that, it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Like I said, you got to read this whole chapter. Shall be finished. That's Esau's world, because the Most High is going to rejuvenate this planet. Then will I show these tokens. So when is the Most High going to start showing these signs? At the finish of this current world. Esau's world. The books shall be opened before the firmament, and they shall see altogether. So what is the firmament? The firmament is the heavens. What are in the firmament? What is in the expanse of the sky or space? You have satellites. So you get if I'm doing a video, the net sends a signal to the satellite, and the satellite beams it around the whole planet. So this is clearly talking about that. It says, and they shall what? See all together. So if a billion people tune into the video I'm doing right now, 1 billion people can watch it. And we're going to become even more famous, or famouser, if that's the word. So let me come over here. Very first precept, Genesis 45, verse 16. And the fame thereof was heard in Pharaoh's house, saying, Joseph's brethren are come, and it pleased Pharaoh well and his servants. So anything that Israel does, the sons of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we make things happen. We get things live and popping. Numbers 14, verse 15. Now, if thou shall kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of Israel of thee will speak, saying, I gotta go to the next verse. Because Yahweh was not able to bring this people into the land which he sware unto them, therefore he hath slain them in the wilderness. In other words, they're going to start talking shit about the Most High. See, he brought them out, but he didn't have a plan to bring them into the promised land. Moses pleads for the people. Now when you read this is about the Most High saying, stand back, Moses, I'm gonna get rid of these people. I'm gonna raise up another nation unto you. Let me see. I want to go right to the point. I will what? I will smite them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and will make of thee a great nation and mightier than they. So when you read this from the 11th verse, Numbers 14, this is the Moses, telling the Lord, look, if you do that, then them people, they're going to talk shit about you. Joshua 6, verse 27. I'm not going to read all these precepts. So Yahweh was with Yahushai, and his fame was noised throughout all the country. Remember when we after the 40 years we left out of the wilderness, we had passed over where Esau dwelt, and they said, and the scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter, I believe, that the Lord said, look, you're going to pass over them and they're going to fear you, but don't meddle with them. And there's another reason why, another scenario is when the king of Moab, Balak, got Balaam to curse Israel because he saw the mightiness. He saw all those people, and he's thinking, man, they're gonna take my shit. They're gonna take me over. Joshua 9:9. Let's see what that says. And they said unto him, from a very far country thy servants are come because of the Lord. These are the Canaanites that lied. Because of the name of Yahweh, thy power, for we have heard the fame of him and all that he did in Egypt. Let me just click on that. Let me click on that. There's 9 and 9, right? So they lied. They said they came from a far country, that they're not Canaanites, and they heard about the fame of Israel. They were Punanian. So I'm gonna go right to the point, the 21st verse, because they made a vow. Joshua Yahushua made a vow with the leadership that they're not going to kill these guys. They said, we vow that we're not going to kill you. So when they found out that they were lying, that they were actually Canaanites, that they said, well, look, we made a vow that we wasn't going to kill you, but guess what? We're going to put your black ass in slavery. So this is the point right here. 20th verse. Joshua 9, verse 20, of Yahushua 9 verse 20, this we will do to them. We will even let them live, lest wrath be upon us because of the oath which we swear unto them. The oath was, look, we're not going to kill you. So when they found out that they were lying, if they knew that they were Canaanites, they would have killed them, pursuant to Deuteronomy chapter 7. So they didn't think they would the Canaanites. They said they came from a far country and they heard about the fame of Israel. So this is what they did. They said, look, we're not going to kill you because we made a vow that we're not going to kill you. Took an oath that we're not going to kill you. 21st verse, and the princes said unto them, let them live, but let them be hewers of wood and drawers of water unto all the congregation. In other words, they're going to be slaves to any Israelite. Look, I need them two guys to do this. I need them to chop a tree down. So they were like being rented out, so they borrowed out. Like you go to the library and you borrow a book. Well, they were borrowing them as the princes had promised them. Now this term, hewers of wood and drawers of water means they're going to chop trees down and they're going to fetch water for you and they're going to do whatever you tell them to do. What it means is they were put in slavery. So now when you go to Judges 5 and 11, it says in the place, let me go to that. Give me that. Give me a second here. Judges 5. See if it comes up. Okay, it's Judges 5 and 11. And this is a prophecy right here. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers, the modern archers, is the silo and the ICBM missiles. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers, meaning America, and the places of drawing water. So what does that mean? We just read in Yahushua 9. Hewers of wood, we will make you hewers of wood and drawers of water. So what does it mean by a drawer of water? Slavery. This is the place that we were put in hardcore slavery. We were chopping trees down. We were plowing. We were planting. We were reaping. We were building houses for the master. We were tending to his cattle, and we were not getting paid for it. And part of that was drawing water as well. You had the house Negro and you had the field Negro. The field Negro's job was a lot harder, backbreaking than the house Negro. The house Negro served the master. He loved the master more than the master loved himself. And that is true as to this very day. They're in there serving them food. They got the nice clothes because the slave master have guests over. So they're going to dress their house Negroes, in an appropriate manner. So this is slang for drawing of water, the place of drawing water. The place of drawing water is any slavery captivity that we went into, but it's mainly talking about this captivity because this is the only captivity or kingdom that's going to be destroyed by the archers, by the ICBMs, which is talking about Babylon. They rehearse the righteous acts. Any other further, this is further will prove that this is America. Any captivity that we were in, we except for a certain part of the Greek Empire, because when we came up during the reign of Alexander, he allowed us to keep the laws. He said, you guys don't even have to pay taxes. He was giving us gifts. He was kissing our asses. And there's a reason behind that. I'm not going to speak on it now. He spoke Hebrew. He read Hebrew. He studied the Israelites. He was fascinated by them. That was the only nation that he took down that he didn't tax. But then you had this demon, Antiochus Epiphanes. He not only taxed them, he put him in hardcore slavery. He came up against him. He killed a lot of them. And he said, you can't keep your laws, statutes, and commandments. So we wouldn't even able to rehearse the righteous acts. The other kingdom that we were under, we were able to keep the righteous acts. So now in America, we're not fully keeping it, we're rehearsing it, we're doing the best that we can according to the laws. We're not keeping the Passover perfectly. There's an order of how to keep the Passover. There's a direct order. We're keeping it to the best of our ability. In the kingdom, we're going to keep it according to the proper order. There shall they rehearse the righteous acts, rehearse. Now that word there in the Hebrew is recount. So we are keeping the laws, we are keeping the righteous acts to the best of our ability. Are we keeping it perfectly? No. But we're keeping it to the best of our ability. Even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Yasha'Allah. Just like we were in Israel, we were keeping the laws. We're trying to keep the laws over here to the best of our ability. This scripture goes hand in hand with Isaiah chapter 19, which is a great chapter in the book of Isaiah. Then shall the people of the Lord, which are the Israelites, go down to the gates. Gates represent leadership. So now let's come back over here. Let me jump to the 23rd verse. Now therefore ye are cursed, and there shall none of you be freed from being bondmen and hewers of wood and drawers of water for the house of my power. So we know that hewers of wood, and here it is again, the third time. And Yahushua made them that day hewers of wood and drawers of water. And that's a curse. It's right here. Now therefore ye are cursed. Now therefore ye are cursed. Being in slavery is a curse. And Yahushua made them that day hewers of wood and drawers of water for the congregation and for the altar of Yahweh, even unto this day, in the place which he should choose. Now let's come over here. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm at the wrong. Let me do it this way. Like I said, I'm not going to read all of these precepts. Zephaniah 3, verse 19, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee. The last affliction is right now in this current system. And I will save her that halteth and gather her that was driven out the diaspora. And I will get them, the Israelites, starting with the elect, praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. What's Jake talking about? What's the zeitgeist as far as Jake is concerned? Zeitgeist means the spirit of the times. It's German. Zeit meaning time and Geist meaning ghost. time ghost, which means spirit of the times. The spirit that we're in is you did us wrong, you got to pay us. Jake is asking for reparations. They're asking for reparations. You go on YouTube, there's various different Jakes. You got Tariq Nasheed. He's on that thing of reparations. You got Dr. Umar Johnson. You got you got various different individuals out there from different walks of life that are actually Israelites. The spirit that they're speaking is you got to pay us for what you did to us down there in the islands, in in Africa, because you had the Dutch colonized Africa, and you have the Chinese out there now. So the spirit of the times, the zeitgeist, is what we're gonna get for our foreparents. So the argument is, well, that was your foreparents. Well, wait a minute. What our foreparents did, if they were able to be free, we would benefit from that. We're on a low position because it's a rigged game. So Jake sees it. Even Uncle Tom see it. Even Uncle Tom see it. Right, this right here, Matthew 4:24, speaking about the fame of the Lord. Then you had the fame of the disciples, which became apostles. There was a point in time, I believe it was in the book of Acts, where this is where these churches get that handkerchief, that you take the handkerchief. I believe that was Paul. And the handkerchief had healing power. And you had Peter. They had the infirm, the sick, lay out in beds, and Peter would walk by and they would get healed. So that's where the fame, start to take place. Matthew 9, verse 26, and the fame thereof went abroad into all the land. And that happened with Yahushua. He began to become famous. And then his disciples began to become famous, to the point where it went up to the high authorities of the Roman Empire, to the Caesar. Matthew 9, verse 31, but they, when they were departed, spread abroad his fame in all the country, starting with Yahushua. Matthew 14, verse 1. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Yahushua. So the leadership of Esau heard of the fame of Yahushua and then heard of the fame of the apostles. So you think they don't know about us? Let's see what Mark 1, verse 28 says. And immediately as his fame spread abroad throughout all the region round about Galilee. Let me click on that. The Lord preached in Galilee and he became famous. Let's see what Luke 4, verse 14 says. And Yahushua returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee, and there went out a fame of him through all the region round about, because of miracles that he performed. and the words that he spoke. Luke 4:37. And the fame of him went out into every place of the country round about. Luke 5, verse 15. But so much the more went there a fame abroad of him, and great multitudes came together to hear and to be healed by him of their infirmities. So the same thing is happening with us. We're getting famous, world famous. Our Lord and Savior was not world famous. He wasn't famous around the whole planet. We are famous around the whole planet through the web. So anyway, I'm gonna say shalom. On to the next one. Shalom.